Good day, collectors. We have another fantastic casting today. This is a BMW 635 CSI. This is a brand new 2025 release, and this is the second variation of it. The first one is another brilliant color. It looks like gold on black, but it's actually metal flake dark blue with highlights in gold, which looks beautiful. I don't have that particular casting, but I have this second release of this, and this is also in a nice bright orange color and with the touring car livery. Beautiful little casting, and this is a especially long car. So I'm going to tell you about some heritage of this car and its accolades that it won during the touring car championships, and I'm going to compare it with some of its competitors, which you can see at the back. Yeah, I'll come to them. So it'll be an interesting little video of touring cars, which are basically cars that companies sell to civilians but are homologated for racing with minor modifications. Yeah, so it's an interesting category, and it helps manufacturers sell more of the cars as they seem to be sporty and racy. Yeah, so without much ado, let's start the review, starting with the card art. Okay, it says 2025, you can see clearly, and the artwork is quite racy. Yeah, focus more. Yeah, the kidney grill and details are nicely done, and it's very difficult to replicate all this in a mainline casting, but Hot Wheels has done really nicely in this one. I'll show you how. Okay, and this is part of the Wild Widebody series, and it's mentioned here in French as well. I use Google Translate to find out what it actually means. It means wide and fierce bodies. So quite interesting. Maybe this is a literal translation, and maybe it means something slightly different in French, but I don't know why Hot Wheels has started giving this in French also. But the main series for us is Wild Wide Body, which means these vehicles have a wide body kit, as you can see. So let's uncard this beautiful casting. We have ripped it open, and let's get rid of this stand. Okay, wow, what a nice casting. Best part, what I like, headlights. Wow, beautifully done. Headlights and taillights, both part of the interior plastic piece, and I believe this is the first casting I have seen by Hot Wheels. Maybe they have done it before, in which both headlights and taillights are part of the interior piece. There are other castings I know, but few of them. Usually either they have only the headlights or the taillights. So beautiful little casting. I like the orange color, nice and bright. Yes. My compliments to the designer Brian Zhao, who has designed this beautiful little casting. Let me compare the length of this first. Okay, yeah, it looks fairly long, but yeah, it's a long casting, but I don't know. I feel this is slightly bigger than 1:64 scale. Maybe I'm wrong, but yeah, nicely done casting here. This particular BMW has a classic touring car styling, and it came as a two-door coupe only, so you can see two-door for civilians also, and has some nice racing livery. In BMW lingo, it is known as the E24 6 Series. Yeah. And BMW fans might be knowing that this is powered by a 3.4 liter inline straight six engine, uh, which is codenamed M88. So BMW fans know their model codes and engine codes as well. So that's an interesting thing. And this pumps over 200 brake horsepower and over 300 meters of torque. And this I'm talking about 1978 to 89 when it was in production. Yeah. So there were some lower powered and slightly more higher powered variants as well. So for that time, this was a slick mover, I would say. Interestingly, BMW didn't follow up this particular model with another one until 2004. That is almost 16-year gap. Yeah, so that's interesting. So, but it was quite a legendary car in the 80s. I'll come back to the touring car heritage about it. Let's look at the casting first. So from the side, it looks fantastic. First of all, the wheels. These are the exotic 10 spoke wheels with chrome all around. Looks nice and racy. Nice design, nice choice by Hot Wheels. And then we can see, I think there's a marking for the door handle. No side view mirror. Oh, there's one on the left side, which is the driver side. Okay, interesting. No side view mirror on the side. And interesting to note, there's a side exhaust on the passenger side, which is part of the orange base, which also forms the front bumper as well as the lower part of the rear bumper. This is another interesting piece. I just come back to it. Such a nice casting. So we have got a fuel tank gas cap marking, Hot Wheels logo over here, and let me get closer. No, I can't go any closer. Maybe, yeah. So we have HW graphics. Just okay. So I was grabbing a toothpick. So we got HW graphics, Hot Wheels graphics logo over here, and below this there's the mother's logo, which is a automotive component supplier, and we have a logo lettering of Castrol, which is a lubricants manufacturer, and we got AA. I believe this could be Automobile Anonymous, Automobile. I'm mixing things up. Automobile Association. We got a number 35 and HWS. I really don't know what HW stands for. If Hot Wheels souped car, I don't know. Must be something. Yeah, so interesting mix of logos here. Plus, you can see there's a driver's name mentioned over here. But I checked on it. These are not actually driver's name because then there'll be licensing things, and for a mainline casting, if you add on more licensing, and it'll be more expensive. So you can see here, this is actually the designer's name. Designer Brian Zhao, as I mentioned, and these two also I checked. They are graphic designers or animators working for Mattel. So interesting thing, you can assume these are drivers' name. They are mentioned on the roof of also on both sides. Interesting. They're given good amount of tampos. Yeah. So coming to the haunches, Wild Widebody. Yeah. So you can see front and rear wheel arches are protruding, implying this car has some good amount of power, and to put all the power to the wheels and having good traction, they need wide wheels. So This could be, let me compare. No, these are regular wheels, but actual car might be having wider wheels. So coming in now, since we are looking at the base BMW 65, there's a bit of details over here, but it's fine. With the highlight here is the side exhaust. Yeah, and this is spare tire area, which is not required while racing, obviously. And come this front quarter looks quite nice. Coming to the front, then we have a windscreen wiper in the mid wipe position, which is part of the window piece. Nicely done. We have some vents over here. Let me use a toothpick. Excuse me. Vents over here on the around the front cowl for maybe venting on some exhaust gases. Again, we have the mother's Castrol and Hot Wheels logo and number 35 here on the hood, which has a power bulge in the middle. Nicely done. Plus this is white. Okay, this part is highlighted in white. Another nice detail. I don't think it's easy to tampo this thing. Plus you have a BMW logo on the front snout, you can see. Yeah, it's fairly decently tampoed in. Yeah, you can make it out easily. Very nice detail. And coming to the best part, front. Looking at the packaging, I thought these were just rectangular pieces, but they have etched in the lights as well, headlights and park lights, the roundels for the headlights and the park lights, and some grill details as well. That's a really good amount of detail for a mainline casting, man. Superb. Plus you can see the kidney grill, BMW kidney grill. It's not blackened, but that's fine. This piece is metal, I believe. Yeah, metal. Nice. This piece is plastic, front bumper and splitter, which is also nicely done. And I noticed that this part of the bumper, sorry, went out of camera, this part of the bumper is chrome, which is part of the dark chrome interior. It's not a bright chrome, and this looks nice. Dark chrome is a nice thing that Mattel is doing nowadays. I like it, really like it. Dark chrome, yeah. Chrome interior looks quite odd, but dark chrome still I can digest. I can assume that it's like light gray or something. Yeah, and this has a roll cage as well. Wow, you can see it clearer at the rear. Roll cage as well. Seat details are decent. Obviously, there's a passenger seat. Okay, so these are part of Group A touring car racing, which has certain specifications like manufacturers have to make at least 2,500 identical cars in the past 12 months, that is before racing, and these should have some minimum number of seats, which is why it has two seats. Is yeah. And plus their engine capacity regulations. I believe this was in Group A, and between 3000 and 3500 cc it competed in that category, and there's some weight restriction as well, up to I think 12 1300 kgs. So yeah, so a lot of things to take into account. And coming back to the front, this part, wow, very nice use of materials there by Hot Wheels. So they're using this metal piece, this plastic piece, this chrome piece, and these headlights part of the window piece. And this is a mainline casting, a dollar casting, or in India it is, oh, you can say $1.50. Yeah, so this is a brilliant casting. Coming to this side, the only thing missing over here is, which was there, was a few gas cap on that side and here, but we have the side view mirror, tiny one. That's fine. It being there is a big thing. Yeah, even if it's tiny, that's fine. So logos are similar, I believe. Yeah, and I like the silhouette of this car actually. The longest hood and slightly longer boot lid as well, longer than other regular sedans, I would say. Yeah, this must have looked really regal on the streets during that time. Okay, coming to the rear. Okay, you can see some nice details for the roll cage over here. It's like inverted A's over here. Let me grab the toothpick again. Yeah, inverted A's. But yeah, so yeah, filled out inverted A's. That looks interesting. And you can see the flooring is orange, which is part of the base, which is okay. That's not a big deal for a mainline casting. So this has a ducktail spoiler, slightly, yeah, nicely done integrated metal piece. And there's some space for the logo at the rear, no other detail, but they have given the tail lights, which are again part of the window piece, which is again brilliantly done. No color in this, but that's fine. It has got that gridding to give the effect of the real tail lights with the maybe the reverse lamp, parking lights, and indicators on the side. Yeah, and this orange part is again part of the base. Again, this chrome piece really heightens the appeal of the casting and the look as well. Beautiful, beautifully done. I like what Hot Wheels is doing nowadays with the various use of materials, and they have to keep the price also in mind. Metal is also expensive, so they have to use plastic pieces also. Sometimes some cars become too plasticky, but this is like value for money and good amount of details. I can't fault this casting anyways. They couldn't have done maybe blacken the grill, but then that's asking too much for a mainline casting. So yes, so coming back to the touring car racing heritage of this particular model, BMW model 635 CSI. Yep. So this particular casting by Hot Wheels is actually based on the one that raced in an Australian touring car championship as campaigned by the JPS team BMW in 1985. Yeah, so that it's based on that, which is great because nowadays premium diecast makers are replicating a lot of racing cars, especially from touring car championships, and this is a nice detail by Hot Wheels for a mainline casting. Yeah, this one won the championship, Australian touring car championship in 1985, and in addition it has won in DTM, which is a German touring car championship, which is also quite popular with all the Mercs, BMWs, Audis, and other German giants and other European car makers. Plus, it has competed in European touring car championship as well, and won as well, I believe. Yeah. So coming back to the Australian touring car championship, this one won in 1985 and I believe in 86 as well. I did some research online, and 85 it won, and second came I believe Mustang GT. And second came Mustang GT, which I have a green light casting. This is one of my favorite green light castings, one of my first few premium castings. See the tail lights here, and here it has not only the headlights but the fog lamps are also lensed, separate pieces. Beautiful casting. They have a green light, and this one is a 89 Ford Mustang, but the one that competed with this BMW would be 85, 84 Ford Mustang, I believe, Mustang GT. This one doesn't say GT, but this actually has a 5-liter engine. But these were detuned due to emission regulations at that time. Anyways, coming back to the touring car championship, so this BMW won against the Mustang, which came in second, and third was a Holden Commodore, which is Holden is a GM's Australian division, which has now shut down, but it's quite popular for making some powerful sedans and all. And fourth also, this particular BMW only came another team, I believe. Yeah, fifth was the Volvo 240T, which has also won some touring car championships. And don't have a 240T sedan, but I have a 240 GL listed by Major Red, which is again a beautiful casting with headlight details, and rear also is nicely done. So just to give you an idea of the kind of cars it competed with. Yeah, so I'm not going to open this one, but this is just to give you an idea. And that other Mustang SVO is, I'll just tell you why it's there. It's there for a reason. And in that mix, there was the Alfa Romeo GT V6 also. So this one, this is again another beautiful casting. I've already reviewed it. If you haven't checked it out, please do check out that review of this beautiful Alfa Romeo. And Alfa Romeo GT V6 3-liter. Yeah, so this BMW competed with this has also won some touring car championships. And this is a beautiful casting, just size comparison, just to give you some, yeah, how they would have looked racing. Yeah, nice. Let me zoom out a bit. Yeah, okay. So coming to 1986, this was 1985 I was talking about earlier. 1986, it competed against the Mustang SVO. Okay, so we have here the 84 Mustang SVO. Zoom in. Yeah, 84 Mustang SVO by Hot Wheels. So it's close to that one. So I haven't uncarded this. Let me uncard this one as well. Here live. Okay, nice meaty little casting. Only thing that I don't like about this casting is the rare staggered wheels which Hot Wheels does with its Mustangs, which is fine, but yeah, it's not realistic at all. But a nice casting. Side view mirrors are there, some details, no headlight details, but the indicator and Ford logo is nicely done. Nice black roof and hood, and plus rear we have the tail light details. Wow, nice. And a meaty spoiler plus another spoiler here on the rear windshield. Okay, interesting detail. Yeah, so this is a biggish casting, I believe, maybe 1:62 or 60. Yeah, 84 Mustang SVO. So let's compare it with the BMW. Yeah, maybe, yeah, it looks a little big, but anyway, so we have a smattering of red cars today. Yeah, smattering of red cars. So yeah, so this competed with the Mustang SVO during that time. And in 86, this came in second, this came in first again. I believe, and then the Holden Commodore, which I don't have, came in third, and then fourth again this came, and then there's a Volvo 240, so and Alfa Romeo GTV6. There's a Toyota AE86 also, but that wasn't up there at that time. It finished sixth or seventh, or maybe lower. So now you would be wondering, why do I have this casting which I reviewed recently? So uh, while reading about the touring car championship, I have found out that this also competed with this BMW, and this has won some championships as well. So this Rover Vitesse by Matchbox opening parts casting with a front hinge door, beautiful details for the engine. Check out the review of this casting as well. I've already reviewed this one. So this particular Rover Vitesse came in second in DTM in 1984. Obviously the BMW one, I'm telling about all the BMW races that were won. And the Porsche 956 came in third. I don't have a example of that particular casting, but those are the racy castings like the 917, yeah, if you can imagine. So this came in second, which is a credible position against the mighty Beamer, yeah. And in the European Touring Car Championship also in 1986, I checked out, this particular Rover came in second and third. Okay, so this was a, and again this BMW came fourth and fifth, first, fourth, and fifth, and this came second and third. So these were two particular cars were dominating the championship during that time. Yeah, giving a overall figure, this particular Beamer won, I believe, 16 titles in Group A in which it competed, and this was between 1982 and 86, I believe. Yeah, so legendary car, beautiful shape, and excellent casting there by Hot Wheels. One important detail I missed in the nomenclature, the CSI stands for coupe, which is the styling of this car. Coupe, sport, this is a sporty car, and I obviously for injection, fuel injection. Yeah, so coupe sport injection, CSI, that's what it stands for. So brilliant casting there by Hot Wheels. I would like to see it in other colors. The dark blue or black with gold looks fantastic. I don't have that one yet, but once I get my hands on it, I'll definitely open that up. So looking forward to it in other colors, maybe white with BMW stripes, and that would look great. Yeah. So let me do a mini diorama kind of setup over here. Maybe this car is on the top and this is being repaired. Yeah, this is being repaired, and this Alfa Romeo is here. Yeah, decent setup here. So let me know how you like my review. Please share your views and your feedback. Anything I mentioned, if it wasn't correct, you can correct me. Yeah, let me know how can I do my reviews better and make it more interesting. Yeah, okay, then I'll be back with another great review. Cheers now from Scaling Drive.